You want to know how long it takes to buy a house. Let's break it down. Well, the time between you getting pre-approved to finding that dream home may vary. Some people find their dream home within the first week, within the first month. Sometimes it could take several months. But once you do find that dream home, how long does it take between signing that contract all the way to closing? Let's talk about it. Right, when you submit an offer to the seller and the seller accepts the offer and sign on it, now you have an executed contract. And that's when you know you find your house and you secure a contract in order to buy it. And there's a few things you must do within the next 3 days. One, you have to consummate the contract by sending a good faith deposit or escrow deposit. It means the same thing. Well, it's a deposit you send to the entity handling the closing. It could be a title company or law office. And that money is held in escrow and is credited back to you at closing. Within that first 3 days, you also need to submit your loan applications to the lender if you are getting a mortgage to buy that property, right? And then you have 3 contingencies that you must follow. One, and those contingency helps you as a buyer and protects you and protect your escrow deposit and give you a chance to back away from that contract if those contingencies are not satisfied. One is inspection contingency. 2, appraisal contingency, and 3, financing contingency. All right, let's talk about the first one, inspection contingency. Inspection contingency, also called due diligence period, is the time that you are allotted between contract acceptance all the way, and that time could be 7 days, 10 days, or 15 days. And that time is for you to inspect the property, check out the neighborhood, learn anything and everything that you can about that house or that neighborhood to see if that's a good investment for you and your family. All right, and during that inspection, you would hire an inspector, a professional licensed inspector, to go inspect the property. And a good inspector will check every single corner of that property and give you a detailed report with pictures regarding every single thing that is wrong about that property. And no property is perfect. Even in new constructions, you will find some things that needs to be repaired or corrected. All right, and that usually allotted 7 to 15 days to do that. And once you do get that report, there's a few things you need to check. You need to check the big items that are in that property. The costs, the most costly items on the property, which is your roof, your AC, your plumbing, your electrical, and also you need to make sure that the house is up to code, right? Those are the things that cost the most money when they go bad. So you need to make sure that they are working properly, they are regularly serviced, and usually the inspector will give an expected lifetime for those items. In Florida, expected lifetime of a roof is 20 to 25 years. So if you have a roof that's at the end of its lifetime, you need to consult with your realtor to make sure that it's either replace, or you get some type of compensation to replace it, because it can go bad in the near future. So you want to make sure your roof is good, your AC system is good, your electrical is good, your plumbing is good, and there's something called polybutylene pipe that a lot of older home has, which are high risk for flooding. You need to make sure that your home doesn't have that, and if it does, you need to get some type of compensation to replace it in the near future, or at least understand what you're investing in. All right, so that's your first contingency. Now, once you do get that report and you deem this property is not the most safest investment for you and your family, it will take a lot of money for you to repair things, to replace things. There's 3 options that you have. One, you can cancel the contract, back away, and get your escrow deposit. 2, you can ask the seller, and a good realtor will be able to negotiate on your behalf for the seller to either repair, replace, or service those items that needs attention. Or 3, you can ask for a price reduction on the sales price based on those items' ticket price. The second contingency is financing, right? So you have an allotted time to apply for financing and get a loan commitment from the bank. And usually that's between 20 to 30 days. And the reason why this contingency is important is to protect you in your escrow. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes life happens. Sometimes change things that affects your ability to get financing to purchase that property. And you don't want to be in a situation where you can't get the loan to buy the property and your escrow is at risk. All right, so that's what this financing contingency is for. If any reason you're not able to get the loan to buy that house, you can cancel the contract, walk away from it, and get your escrow deposit back. Usually 20 to 30 days for that financing contingency. And then third, your appraisal contingency. The appraisal contingency protects you in your investment. Let's say you're buying a house for $500,000, and when the property is appraised, usually by a third non-affiliated member, that appraiser cannot be working for you, for the bank, or for the seller. It's a complete third party that appraised the property and objectively look at it and give it a value. And let's say you're buying a house for $500,000 and the appraisal deem it to be worth $480,000, so $20,000 less than what you're buying it for. What does that mean? What do you do at that point? Well, that appraisal contingency protect you. At that point, you have three choices. One, you can cancel the contract, get your money back, and get your escrow deposit back and walk away and find a new home. Two, you can request for the seller to reduce the price to the appraised value. And if they choose not to do that, you can walk away, cancel the contract, and get your money back. And then three, you can bring the difference, because the bank will only let you borrow a certain percentage of the appraised value. So let's say you're applying for a 95% conventional loan, meaning that you're putting 5% down and you're financing 95% of the sales price with a mortgage. And the property that you are buying at $500,000 now appraised for $480,000. So if you don't cancel, the seller refuse to reduce the sales price, well, you're gonna have to bring the difference out of pocket, because the bank will only finance 95% of $480,000, which is what it appraised for. So that difference of $20,000, you have to bring it out of pocket. So you have to look at your financing to see if that's a good deal for you or not. But most of the time, we are able to have the seller reduce the sales price to what it's appraised for, or allow you to cancel the deal and walk away, right? And while those processes are going on, the bank, your lender, is working on your behalf, collecting documents to make sure you're sent to underwriting for the underwriting department to verify your financing and give you a loan commitment. Let's say everything goes right. Inspection is good, you get the financing, you get the appraisal, the property appraised for the sales price, and you continue with that process. You can close between 30 to 45 days of getting that contract accepted. After you close on that property, there's a few things you must do immediately to protect you in your investment. Before you sign off, you have to do a final walkthrough. Final walkthrough is to make sure that the property is in the same condition as it was the last time you went to it, you inspected, and you appraised it. Go do that final walkthrough before you sign off on those documents, because once you sign off, you own the property, and everything thereafter is your responsibility. Two, if you live in Florida and you're buying that property as a primary residence, you want to make sure within the next few weeks you apply for homestead exemption, so that way you get this property tax discounts, so your taxes won't go up significantly. Well, so you won't pay the same property tax as somebody who's buying the property as an investment or foreign investor. Those are the things to keep in mind. But from beginning to close, from finding your dream home all the way to calling that home yours and get those keys, the process takes about 30 to 45 days. Sometimes it could happen a lot faster. I've had closings that close within a week. It all depends. But this is the process of buying your dream home, and this is how long it takes. All right? If you have any more questions, comment down low, DM us, follow us on social media, and don't forget to Subscribe and share this information with your family, friends, or anyone you know who's in the market to buy a home, no matter what state they live in. They can use that information to make sure that they are making a sound investment, and also they have the right expectation when it comes to the home buying process. Thank you.